Dear friends, this is Indra with Chatpi here in the episode of Mathematics and Statistics Learning. In the last episode, I introduced visual display and discussed scatter plots in 1, 2, and 3 dimensions in detail. Today, in this 16th episode, I would like to discuss a linear function as an extension of two-dimensional scatter plot and its real-time applications. I have listed below the link that will lead to the site that explains the process in detail. A linear function is a mathematical function that represents a linear relationship between two variables. In simpler terms, it is a function that describes a straight line when plotted on a two-dimensional coordinate system. The general form of a linear function is fx equals mx plus b, where m and b are slopes and intercept respectively. This relation is popularly known as slope-intercept form. Let's make a note that the linear functions have a constant rate of change. That is, for every unit change in the independent variable, the dependent variable changes by a constant amount, popularly known as slope of a line. Linear functions are used in various fields in our day-to-day activities, as they provide a simple and effective way to model and analyze the relationship between variables. A word of caution: we use the terms linear function and linear model interchangeably. They are related concepts, but they are not exactly the same because both linear functions and linear models share a common mathematical structure and the characteristic of representing relationship with straight lines, but they differ in their context of use, application, and the specific interpretation of their parameters in various fields. The term linear model is often used when discussing the application of linear function to real-world data and statistical modeling. For visual example, browse this web page of mine. On the Algebra tab, click Linear Equation Shelf on the right of Basic Algebra. You will reach to this page. On this display panel, we see that the linear equation at the top. A table is generated here on the left. The values of x are created independently, and the values of y are computed using this equation. The pairs xy are plotted here on the right side of the panel. It is evident that all the points lie in a line. The line joining these points represents a linear function given by the relation y equals 6x plus 2. Keep clicking this next plot button, which creates different linear function and corresponding data tables here. Next, on the Algebra tab, click Linear Equation User Input on the right of Basic Algebra. You will reach this page. Here we see that the user input box for slope m and intercept b on the left side. The default values of slope and intercept are 1 and 0 respectively. On the display panel on the right, we see that the function here, data table here, and the corresponding plot here. to these values of the slope and intercept. Let us change the values here, m to 2 and b to 50, and click this button. We see the change on the display. Also for m is equal to -3 and b is equal to 30. Click this next plot button. See the change here on the display panel. So this app here allows us to, we have the function of our choice of the slope and the intercept. It's a real fun. Let's discuss some of the examples related to this linear function that we come across in our day-to-day activities. On the Algebra tab, click Application Business on the right of Application Algebra. You will reach this page. Here we see a problem related to revenue model, plots, and data table. Click Next Problem button to generate different models. For next application problem, on the Algebra tab, click Application Health Science on the right of Application Algebra. You will reach this page. Here we see a problem related to health science that calculates the blood pressure given the age. Though it is a hypothetical problem, one can have the idea how this linear model is generating the values, plots, and the data table. Click Next Problem button here to generate different models. Besides, we can have other applications as well. For example, in finance, linear function can model the growth of an investment over time with a constant rate of return. In physics, the position of an object in motion can often be modeled by a linear function. In economics, linear functions are commonly used to model the demand and supply of goods and services. In health sciences, linear function can be used to determine the appropriate doses of a medication based on factors like weight and age. The list goes forever. Further, if you want to have more practice, then on this web page of mine, on the graphical tab, click Graph of Linear Function on the right of Graphs. You will reach this page. Here you have tons of materials to learn linear function. For example, first you refresh the page. These are the graphical terminologies and different functions. This is for horizontal line. So this is a horizontal line here, and this is a linear function that is vertical line. And here another linear function, the function y equal to x. So the general linear plot. Here we have the functions and corresponding table here. And you have another type of function here, so on. Also, you can change your slope by this slider. Here you can change the slope. Accordingly, the function changes here. Also, you can change your intercept by this slider. You see that the intersect at the y-axis changes, and you can play here. So you can have so many linear functions here to learn. These are the different functions that you can enjoy learning. Good luck.